Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about vulnerability scanning. Okay, and yeah, so we have already covered reconnaissance, okay, passive and active reconnaissance, and even network scanning. Also already we covered using Nmap. We did some basic enumeration as well. Enumeration also done. So the next step naturally comes is vulnerability scanning. Okay, now that we know we have all the most details about the system, now we should do vulnerability scanning. Okay, few things to keep in mind. We have to scan. We have to get authorization. We've talked about this in pre-engagement video before we do any vulnerability scanning. And number one tool, its most used tool, is Nessus. We're going to talk about Nessus, okay? And you can also learn about OpenVAS, which is open source vulnerability scanner. But we will focus only on Nessus, because it's the faster and the better option. Okay, so Nessus, actually, if you go here, go to Google and you type Nessus, you're going to find their here Nessus, and yeah, this is Nessus vulnerability scanner for security monitoring solution, and you just have to download. You can click try here, okay, and you have to sign in actually in order to download, because it's not going to let you. Once you sign in, it's going to it's going to take you to a page actually. This is the email that I received from Nessus. I will show you. Yesterday I received one email from Nessus here. So this is the email I received after signing in. You upgrade forward and activate. It will give you the activation key, and it will give you also a link to download. You can just download it from here. And once you download it, this is actually, first you have to select the type of where you want to download it. Okay, for me it's not going to show because I don't know. I think I'm already signed in. That's why. But there are options. It will give you options. You can download it to Linux, Windows, or different options. Okay, it works on both with Linux and operating systems, but for production it's recommended to put it in Linux, and we will also use it in Linux. Once you download it, it's going to look like this. This one second, this file actually, Nessus, with the version number Ubuntu. You can choose Ubuntu actually, because it doesn't have an option to choose Kali Linux, so you can choose Ubuntu 1604 AMD64 if you're using 64-bit .deb. Okay, you can copy it to your virtual machine, Kali Linux, and then you can go to the folder, and you can go ahead and just run the package, okay, as shown here. Okay, you can use this command, sudo epkg I Nessus, and you type this is just the name of the downloaded file. Okay, and once you do this, you have to start Nessus USD, this one, and then enable it, then check the status. It has to be active actually. Okay, once it's active, that's it, your job is done. You can access Nessus using this URL, https localhost 8834. okay, then there is more actually. You have to accept. It will ask you to accept the self-signed certificate. Accept it and select. You have two options. You actually have four options. Okay, essential is not there in the new version. It says professional, expert, and there is one more actually. So I think you are going to have to choose professional. Okay, I checked in my installation, it didn't show the essentials, but essential is the one that is useful because it's free. Yeah, and then you have to enter activation code. Activation code, you can get it on the email that you receive. Okay, no, actually that is not an activation code. I think that is No, that's an activation code, yes. Activating, no, that's just a license. So first you have to get the challenge code actually. Get the challenge code using this command. This is the command that worked for me, okay? And you have to check this one, okay? And you will get the code, challenge code. Then you're going to put it inside in the page, okay? And use also this license that they sent you. Okay, it's going to give you a page like this. Let me show you. I think I have it here. This one. This is what it looks like. The page that it's going to show you actually is like this. Yeah, like this. It's going to give you like this page once you go there. Okay. You're going to, once you put the challenge code and activation key that you received by email, it will give you like this. You're required to take this one, this down, this whole screen. You're going to copy it and paste it on your license key. This will be your license key. It will work. And also you should download the Nessus plugin, okay, because most of the features will not work without this. And then you can put username and password and it will work. Okay, you can update the plugin if you need from here. And yeah, so Nessus has 3 different scans. It has network scan. It's the basic network scan. It's just a general vulnerability and assessment for servers and network devices. Just network scan is very simple. Okay, scan, advanced scan. It has this, provides you over scan configuration plugin, performs credentials. Host discovery. This is just checking who's available on the network. We have web application test, detects web vulnerabilities like SQL, which we will talk about later. Malware scan. You can do compliance audit also, evaluate system against standards such as SIS benchmark and stuff. So also we have different types of scan, credentials and non-credentials. The difference is non-credential scan, you don't have the user or Windows username and password. Okay, usually this is better actually, credentialed, because you'll get it's recommended, okay, because to put the use administrative scan, and it can do more in-depth scan because you know it already knows the username and password, so it can access more things. Okay, and discovery method, we have this one. Plugins are very important. Okay, it has tens and thousands of plugins organized into families. Okay, like Windows, Linux. Yeah, this is how it finds the vulnerabilities actually. See, it has based on, for example, inside Windows you will see all these vulnerabilities. I guess available. Severity is like how, for example, not all vulnerabilities are equal actually. Some vulnerabilities are all informational, for example. That means you don't have to do anything, it's just an information, for your information. If it is low also, it's not that much critical. If it is medium, you have to consider doing something about it. High and critical are very important, and very critical. It has to be done, it has to be closed, remediated. So we have scam policy, best practice. These are just the best practices. Yeah, performance recommendation. Yeah. We also have reports. You can export reports from Nessus. Okay, so this is the theory. So let's just go ahead and do it here. I already installed it and scanned because it takes too much time actually to do it. So that's why I did it in advance. Okay, let me open for you the Nessus here. Not this one actually. There should be another Nessus here. Okay, I think it's not going to work. So this is basically how it looks. Let me log in again. The problem is this VMware is not actually functioning properly for me. I don't know why right now. active. I think something's wrong. Okay, now it's okay. So let's go ahead and refresh this one. Okay, let me try down. Yes, no, okay. Yes, so this is the scan that we made actually, that I did by myself. Okay, Win2K. I did it for Metasploitable 3. Okay. This is what I told you to install before. So the way to do it is you just have to go new scan here. Okay, it'll give you all this option. Okay, it'll give you host discovery. This is just a simple scan to discover live host and open port. Okay, this is very basic version. Ping only discovery, simple scan, discover host with minimal network traffic. Okay, these are just discovery, like network scanning we did and using nmap. Okay, but here are for vulnerability. Okay, here we have basic network scan. This full system scan for any host. We have credential validation, advanced scan, any recommendation, advanced dynamic scan. All these options are available. This is malware scan. Okay, we have also Active Directory starter. This looks for misconfiguration in the Active Directory. Okay, and we have also down here compliance. I think all this compliance are actually for scans are for paid versions. You have to pay additional for this. And for most of our use case, I think we will use basic network scan. Okay, for now I'll show you how to do it. And you're supposed to, first thing you should actually put the name. No, 1 second. It's gone. I don't know where it is now. Yes, here. So this is the description. No, my scans here. Now let me put. Actually, I'm struggling with this mouse. Actually, this is very. This new scan, and then we will go to network scan. Okay, and then we'll type the name. We'll type the name. It's very hard to use. Let me just pause the video so that it doesn't take this much time. Just 1 second. So this is it. We go to the name here. I write 2K, and then I'm going to go here. I'm going to mention the target, which should be actually my metasploitable, but I'm not going to scan it again because it's going to take, or let me do it, no problem. Let me go ahead and do it again. It's actually going to take a very long time to do it, to scan. So I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to stop the scan because I already did it before. And for people who didn't install this, I really recommend that you install Metasploitable 3 because we're going to do most of our lab using this, and because it's, and let's see what IP it's going to get. Okay, I'm going to put ask me later here, and okay. Okay, I'm going to go to the CMD ipconfig, and this is 135, so I'm just going to put 168.238.135, and next. I think we can save this one. If you want to add more details here, you can go to credentials here. You can add credentials if you need. Plugins. These are the plugins. This actually, by the way, it was not there before. Okay, I had to install it by myself new. These are very important because it's going to show you the for example, different plugins for different attacks, like for example the types of DDoS attack here, there's vulnerabilities and all this stuff, and yeah. So let me go back to the settings. Also, there is an option here to schedule. If you enable the schedule option here, you can schedule the scan actually. I'm not going to do that, but there is a way to. If you enable it, it's going to allow you to add the date and time, so it will automatically scan for you. Notification here is just a notification, and there is also this is the basics. Let me just go back to the basic, and then second I'm just going to go and save this one. Actually it shouldn't be saved. Let me just go configure it so I can change something here. Actually I want to change the discovery. I think the discovery, you have to go to the discovery here, the scan type. There are more options here, more scan types. Let me go ahead and just there are more scan type. Okay. I've listed the scan type there, but we're using default now. Default means it will not do a web application scanning. Web application scanning is different. If you want web application scanning, you have to change this choice from default to web application scanning. Okay. So I think you can just save it. Yeah, let me just save it because there's no point in. Yeah, these are the known. This one, this scan for known web vulnerabilities, scan for all web vulnerabilities. Is custom here also, but our choice is default because we don't want to scan the web, right? We're just going to do this. Okay, and let's see the advanced option here. Let's go back to scan report and launch. You have to click this launch actually in order for it to click the scan, and it's going to launch. Okay, once it launches, it's going to start scanning. Okay, it's initializing. Give it some time. Okay, I'm not going to wait for this. I'm just going to go back to my scans here. Okay, I'm going to show you what the scan that I made before here. 2K. I did it today, and this is how it looks like. Okay, on the here on the side you can see that the details of the scan was performed, the time, and you can see also how many are critical, how many are medium, the vulnerability categories. Okay, if you need more details, you have to actually go here. For example, you can go to the scan here, the host, or you can go to the vulnerabilities here. Okay, when you go to vulnerabilities, it's going to list all the vulnerabilities. But first I want to stop the scan because actually it's very resource intensive. So let me go ahead and stop this one. Yes, I have stopped it, so it should stop. Hopefully. Yeah, so let me continue here. Yes, so this is basically how the scans, once it completes the scans, it's going to show you this one. Go to the vulnerability section, you can see all the vulnerabilities that it is found. Okay, for example, this part, I'm going to see the critical vulnerabilities here. Windows OS remote, and stuff. The remote version of Windows is either missing or service as a result contains security vulnerabilities. So it usually gives you a solution. Okay, how to resolve it. Like here, so it's telling you upgrade to the supported pack. Okay, of the operating system. Okay, some other vulnerabilities I can show you. 1 second. Let's see. Let's go to SMB. Actually, there was a. I think it was here. I think web servers or something. Anyways, let me click one. Let's see what it says. Yeah, so for example, according to its version, Apache Tomcat 8, it's therefore no longer maintained by the vendor. So yeah, and it gives you, this is the issue, lack of support, no security patches. So it's telling you to upgrade the Apache Tomcat. This is the solution. You can see it here. Upgrade the version of currently supported. So you can either go to the vulnerability one by one, okay, and patch each one, okay. Especially the critical and the high and medium, okay. You can give that a priority. You can check based on the priority, and or you can just go to the remediation tab first. Okay, this one actually simplifies it for you. For example, 51 vulnerabilities are related to the upgrade of Apache. Okay, it's telling you Apache 2.4x is less than 2.59. So it's just telling you to upgrade to 2.459, and you're going to solve 51 vulnerabilities by just doing this patch. Okay, so you can go ahead and upgrade it. And the second one here is telling you upgrade to PHP version or later. This is related to around 23 vulnerabilities related to the version of the PHP. All we need to do is upgrade it. And here also we have same Apache Tomcat, and same thing with SSH here. So all of this simplifies it for you. It tells you how many, if you do this patch or upgrade, this action, it's going to solve this much vulnerabilities. So you can start with this, then go to the vulnerabilities one by one. Okay, once you complete everything, you can scan again and check. Okay, we have reports here. Reports are not available in free version. Okay, but yeah, you can also get the reports of this. So this is basically what it is. Yani the idea of you can check here. Yeah, the idea of the so for example, this is SMB signing not required. Okay, is a remote SMB server unauthenticated remote exploit. Enforce message signing in the host signature. This is the solution. On Windows, this is found in policy settings, Microsoft network server, digitally sign communication always on Samba. Okay, the setting is called server signing. It also gives you a link here, so you can have a look at it. Okay, also you can see here the risk factor and the vulnerability information. And we can, so this is just an example of Nessus. It's used for vulnerability scanning. Okay, now using this information, we can start patching the vulnerabilities in the Windows server one by one. Okay, again, we'll have a separate video for Windows servers, hardening Windows server. Okay, so this one we'll do it together. Okay, so I will show you how we can harden. We will use sys standard. Okay, I have it here in the I think it was here. 1 second. It was in the here. I put it here. Okay, no, it's not here. I put in the sys. I have it here, sys Windows Server. Okay, we're going to use Windows Server 22, so we can make it as close to real world as possible. We're going to use this one. This is the benchmark for hardening Windows Server, detailed. That will give you detailed things what you can do to harden it. Okay, and we'll have a separate video for this because this is actually around 1000 page. Okay, so I'm going to try to do it all one by one. Okay, as much as possible, as much as I can, because this is very important. And Windows Server is very important, because if your Windows Server is actually hacked, okay, or exploited, basically they have the attacker has access to everything, to the users, all the domain users, everything, your systems. He has full control. So we'll focus on Windows Server hardening. Then if we have time, we'll do Windows hardening also. Okay, next is actually we have for web vulnerability scanner. Actually, for web vulnerability scanner, the best is Nuclei. There's a vulnerability scanner called Nuclei, and that's the best currently. We can check here. We will talk about it here. Nuclei. Okay, to install it you can use this, but usually you'll find it on Kali Linux, because I didn't have to install actually. Okay, but once you install, when you install it, it's available here, Nuclei. But initially, it's not going to be updated to the latest version. So all you have to do to upgrade is just sudo apt install and Nuclei. That's all. Okay, and it will automatically upgrade it for you. Or you can follow this instructions. This is more complicated actually. You can follow my instruction better, and you can use this one, Nuclei version, to check the version. And these are other additional tools you can download, but these are optional, so you don't have to. If you are into bug bounty or something, this will help you. Okay, but for general pen testing, I don't think they are that much valuable unless you are testing web applications specifically. Okay, so Subfinder, we talked about it in the recon video. It's just a tool that allows you to check the list. It give you a list of subdomains. Okay, HTTPX is important because it lets you check those lists. For example, if you have a list of subdomains, you have to check whether they're live or no. Okay, this HTTPX does that. It checks, make sure each link is actually live. Okay, because some links are just dead, right? They're 404 or they're not working. So you have to make sure it filters the live only. It gives you the lives only. DNS just for DNS enumeration, resolving. Okay, Katana is will give you more list of links actually. Gives you all the URLs links available. And Nabu is just a port scanner, and basically those tools are useful for bug bounty work especially. Okay, but in our case, I don't think this will be that much useful for us. But if you have, but for concept for you, this is how it works. First, you will enumerate subdomains, right? Then you will resolve, and then you will use HTTPX to check if those links are actually live or not. And then you will use Katana and Nabu for port scan. Then you will use Nuclei to check all these links, okay, that we got from all those. So the workflow helps identify live hosts, open ports, technologies, hidden endpoints, misconfigurations, and known CVEs, expose admin panels. This is what it will do. Okay. So, and the next thing you should do after upgrading the Nuclei is actually update the templates, because Nuclei actually uses templates. Okay, you have to use this command to update it, the templates. Okay, that's how it finds vulnerabilities. Okay, it's our shortcut if you want to do that, but I use this one before scanning. And if you want to scan one target, you can use this URL. Actually, U is the option for scanning the target, and L if you have a list of targets, you can just use this one, L. If you want to scan by severity, like for example here, you want to scan only the critical and high, you can just use this one, severity, critical, high. This is options. You can scan by tags like CVE, and you want to run specific templates and stuff. Also we have options here, performance enhancements options. C20 means concurrent template, rate limit, request per second. All these options, actually we can have a look at it. Okay, see here also we combined subfinder with nuclei. Okay, first we enumerated the list of domains, subdomains, and then we use HTTPX to check if they are alive, and then we use nuclei to check vulnerabilities. Okay, so have a look at this. Okay, again, these are useful for web application scanning only, mostly. Yeah. So you can these are useful for you if you are going to do vulnerability testing on the websites. Okay, so for example, I can just use here nuclei. Okay, I can just use /u. Let's say in our Windows server, actually we have already IIS server installed, and we have a web page there. So I'm going to try to do it here because we have already. So let me go ahead and try 192.238 and .135. Yeah, so this will go ahead and check the vulnerabilities. On this page, you see what so you just have to wait for some time. It's going to give you the results. And by the way, I will keep this this markdown in the attachment, this document, okay, on the description video below. You can use it, you can practice it on your own. So it's checking now. Okay, this will take time, so no, or it's already finished, I think. So you can see all this stuff, the details that we got from here, and you can see that it's already scanning a lot. It's found a lot of CVEs here actually. You see this one, TCP critical, CVE 20, SMB signing, all this stuff. Okay, it found on the page. Okay, all these are vulnerabilities actually. You can see it here, FTP version and AGP detected. All the stuff are vulnerabilities. So this was it about today's, and you can learn more about this tool, okay, especially if you're interested in also even it gave you here HTTP security header missing. You see this one? These are security headers all missing from this page. So and or many vulnerabilities. Okay, so you can explore it on your own. Okay, but these are the concepts on the vulnerability scanning. There are other tools, but the best as of now is actually Nessus. It's the fastest available for PCs or server or desktop vulnerability scanning, and nuclei is the best for web application scanning basically. Okay, for web application vulnerability scanning. Okay, so basically both they do the same thing, but that's the idea. And thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. It's going to be about planning to make a video on Windows Server hardening actually, because I think this is very important before moving on to network sniffing and attacks. I want to do this video because this is actually very useful, because usually when you find the vulnerabilities, you need to understand what those vulnerabilities are, okay, why they are happening, and something about the vulnerabilities. So I'm going to go ahead and do a video there.